There is a lot of talk on AEW, MJF, the new signings, everything you need to know. I got it all covered in this video, so go ahead and subscribe. We're going to jump into it right off the rip because Tony Khan is not handling criticism that well. He went off this crazy tirade in the media scrum. He was just going off, but hey, I actually like it. He's passionate. He loves what he does. Is it silly? Sure. But he was handling criticism that came from Eric Bischoff in regards to CM Punk. And you know what? When you're a passionate business owner, you might go a little ham sometimes. So whatever. I'm not tripping about it. However, one thing that I thought was very interesting, there was two things I really took from this that I found to be incredibly interesting. And one, that is the fact that Tony Khan's response to AEW's pay-per-views taking too long really comes down to the bottom dollar. So I want to talk about that. It was brought up. Tony Khan had kind of mentioned that he will follow the feedback from the fans. However, he said that he added the time to the pay-per-view to help the show make money, and it made a 6 or 7 figure difference in the bottom line. So what this really comes down to is what I have always said, not only about Vince McMahon or Scott D'Amore or you know, Tony Khan. These business owners are business owners, and yes, they're going to follow fan feedback as much as possible. But if a business is going to make a decision that is going to generate a 6 or 7 figure difference, positive growth financially, you will see them go 1,000% towards the money. It is very, very, very incredibly rare where a business owner decides to not try to make 6 or 7 figures. So I'm bringing this up because Tony Khan's biggest complaint from fans is that the pay-per-views are too long. Now, with that being said, I want to mention specifically Kyle O'Reilly and Darby Allin. Very small build-up. And on top of that, this match could have gotten a bigger reaction from the crowd had it been a main event on Dynamite or Rampage. Instead, it was added to this pay-per-view. So there were a lot of things added to this pay-per-view that weren't necessary. Jade Cargill and Anna Jay did not really have a big build. It could have been left off the pay-per-view. But then again, this is how Tony Khan works. He's always trying to make the pay-per-view big and better, and how can you do that with such a large roster and not enough time? So what ends up happening is the pay-per-view ends up going longer. Now, I am one of the people that absolutely hate long pay-per-views. When WrestleMania was 8 hours long, count me out of that shit. I was not interested. When Double or Nothing or All Out or any of these pay-per-views are 5 hours long, I'm not interested. I do not want to watch wrestling for 5 hours in the same seat. I don't want to watch UFC in the same seat for 5 hours. I don't want to watch anything in the same seat for 5 hours. That's just the honest truth. I really don't. However, that's a hard problem to have. I mean, like literally, he's doing the best he can, and it makes a 6 or 7 figure difference financially. I understand why Tony Khan's doing it, and I can't even be mad about it. I just don't like it. See, the thing is, I can acknowledge that it's good, but I can tell you, for like a personal opinion, I don't like long pay-per-views. I don't like watching baseball for 3 hours. I have heard from people in the comment section. I've heard from people on Twitter and Discord. AEW pay-per-views are too long. And, you know, at the end of the day, that's a very tough position for AEW to be in because, again, you're trying to get as many people on the show. You're trying, you know, Jade Cargill, I don't think she's ever been at Double or Nothing. So this is like a big deal. You know, you're trying to make as much possible for these people, but you're in a tough position. That's really what it comes down to. Guys, I want to turn our attention to MJF because in the media scrum, Tony Khan will not talk about it. He absolutely refuses to talk about it, but there's a lot of people asking me what is happening with MJF. Is he staying with the company? What exactly should we expect here? And truth be told, it appears that MJF is being taken off TV until things get sorted out. Now, with that being said, this is a very, 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 very important thing that is happening for AEW. And if you don't understand, I'm going to explain to you why. And hopefully by the end of this, you will understand. MJF, basically what this comes down to is MJF reportedly wants more money without having a contract extension. The idea is that when January 2024 comes around, he wants to see all of his offers. Tony Khan has no problem apparently paying him top level money. However, in exchange for giving him this massive pay raise, Tony Khan wants to extend his contract. This is what's being reported. Now, the thing is, last night, MJF basically got squashed by Wardlow and got stretchered out, so he's being taken off TV. Now, the problem here is that if MJF gets more money without an extension, imagine what this says to other talent about how Tony Khan conducts business. Truth be told, Tony Khan's not been in a position like this. Tony Khan has signed major players like CM Punk and Bryan Danielson and has paid out massive contracts for them, But when it comes to somebody like maybe Jade Cargill or Wardlow, you never know. Maybe WWE is interested when those contracts are up. So they can basically learn from MJF's situation as leverage in the negotiation. So a lot of people aren't taking that into consideration, where Tony Khan is put in a very, very seriously weird spot, because if he fulfills everything and helps MJF, then other talent think they can get away with it. So you got to keep in mind, not only is Tony Khan in a very, very bad spot right now, but this could be a very, very big problem long-term for AEW. And I think Tony Khan does not want to make the same mistakes as WCW and TNA. I think he genuinely wants to be successful with AEW. He's incredibly passionate about it, and that's why his situation is so difficult. So MJF is being taken off TV. Hopefully they'll get it resolved. I like MJF. I think he's good enough to flourish absolutely anywhere. But truth be told, I've said this before, I would just prefer to see him in AEW. He should be world champion, not CM Punk. I don't care what anybody says. He's one of the 4 pillars. He's been pushed aside for other people. That's how I see it. That's how other people see it. But ultimately, AEW is better because of MJF, and MJF is better because of AEW. So I hope it all gets resolved, but we won't know because he's going to be taken off TV. Today's video is brought to you by Random Dice Defense, a free mobile game in the first of the random tower defense genre. In this game, you're going to set up dice towers with various abilities and defend against incoming enemies in PvP and co-op modes. Now, the premise of this game is pretty simple. You're going to create a custom battle deck of 5 different dice with unique abilities. And the best part is, there's millions of combinations to match different playstyles, so the way that you play this game could be entirely different from the way I play this game. You're going to want to merge your defenses, and when you do that, you'll actually get 1 level higher dice towers. Now, also keep in mind, the strategy here is very important, so don't forget to summon, merge, or even power up. And also, just know, using SP strategically, summoning a greater number of weaker dice can actually be better than having a small number of strong dice. You're welcome for the little tip. Also, guys, I want to mention that this game has a really cool arcade mode, and on top of that, you can actually join a crew for social features and exclusive crew content like crew battles and raids. Hey, if you want to jump into battle and play with your boy Ango, go ahead and check out the link in the description down below. Download Random Dice Defense and build your deck today. All right, guys, this video is brought to you by Random Dice Defense, so go ahead and check out that link in the description down below. But now it is time to talk about our new signings, because yes, it is true, Stokely Hathaway is all elite, but not only that, we now know 2 other signings, Athena Palmer, aka Ember Moon, and of course, former ROH World Champion Rush. Now, this is where things are going to get very good for Andrade. These are 3 signings I absolutely like for AEW. I fully support this. We don't know whether they're long-term, short-term, whatever it may be, because AEW's contracts seem to range. You know, when we spoke about Kyle O'Reilly's contract last week, it came out to be a 5-year deal. I fantasy booked Stokely Hathaway being with the baddies for a very, very long time. If you guys watch the channel, you know this. It was something I was hoping for, so I'm glad AEW decided to go full gear. Now, with that being said, also keep in mind Stokely Hathaway is the manager of the baddies. Mark Sterling is the lawyer for the baddies. The baddies might even add Sonny Kiss to the group. Also, one thing that a lot of people need to keep in mind is Andrade and the AFO thing might be getting dropped at this point. It seems like Andrade and Arush could be doing their own thing, which is awesome. I'm excited about it. And when it comes to Athena Palmer, she's going to be joining Chris Statlander and Anna Jay as the baby faces against the baddies. So I'm all for it. 3 great signings. It appears that these could be long-term deals, and we'll see what happens. I'm excited about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next time.